So, once again, anti-Trump protesters have proven themselves to be a bunch of violent, antisocial, dangerous, low-life scumbags. Pardon my French. I'm sick and tired of the mainstream media constantly stating and painting Trump supporters as being a violent crowd. They always love to talk about violence at Trump rallies. There's always violence in Trump rallies. Does it occur to anybody that the violence happens from the anti-Trump protesters coming to these rallies and looking to start shit? Have you ever seen Trump protesters go to a Hillary rally or go to a Bernie rally and start a riot? It's never happened, not even once. But it's always these Bernie supporters, Hillary supporters, even Black Lives Matter people showing up at Trump rallies and starting fucking riots. They start fires, set fire to police cars. In San Jose last night, they threw rocks, they threw bottles, they threw punches, they physically assaulted Trump supporters whose only offense was that they showed up to go to a rally, to listen to the speech from a candidate that they support, and then they exit the premises and have to run a gauntlet of bottles and rocks and fists to try and make it to their car and try and get out of the area without being fucking killed. And I watched the news last night. I was watching Hannity, and I watched Hannity's guy on the ground walking around and trying to interview some of these idiots and asking them, "What are you protesting?" Well, protesting against the violence and the Trump supporters. You kidding me? You listen to some of these idiots who are protesting Trump. They're about as dumb and as ignorant as it gets. You see these Mexican flags being proudly waved all throughout the ranks of the supporters. And I literally saw an American flag getting burned on TV last night. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of the low-life scum that pollute my country who shouldn't be here. If you love it in Mexico so much, go live there. Nobody's stopping you from leaving. This isn't North Korea. I'm not going to shoot you if you try to leave. By all means, get the fuck out if you hate America so much, if you hate Americans so much. What most people fail to understand is that this is actually an organized effort to colonize this country. For the Democrats, it's social engineering. The deliberate attempt to flood the country with people who can't assimilate. And of course, give them lots and lots of freebies and benefits so that they'll vote Democrat. From the south of the border side is a word for it. It's called Reconquista. Look it up online because it is a very real concept and it is a reality in this country that a very real attempt is being made at Latinization of America. They are the fastest growing demographic in this country, and it is statistically proven that they will be the majority soon enough. And I have no problem with people coming here from Latin America. I have no problem with people emigrating to the United States, but you have to come here to become an American. You have to respect the American flag. You have to learn to speak English. English has to become your first language because that's the language we speak in this country. If you need to live in a country that is purely Latino, get the fuck out. Every country from Mexico all the way down to the tip of Argentina is all Latino. These are all countries where Spanish is the language, Latino is the culture, and these are countries where They don't tolerate immigrants coming into their country illegally. They don't tolerate people burning their flag. They don't tolerate foreigners protesting their country. But if you need to live in a Latino country, there's plenty of them. You can go back to the country of your origin, the country of your ancestors, or pick and choose. There's a lot of countries in South America, Central America, Mexico. The United States, I'm sorry to tell you, and if you think I'm a racist for saying this, that's your opinion, but this is not a Latino country. It's an Anglo country. It was founded by Anglos. It is a Judeo-Christian society. Okay? There's no room here for Sharia, and there's certainly no room for the social engineering of the country to try and transform it into a predominantly Latino nation. If you want to come here, you come here to be an American. You come here to be Americanized, and you recognize the history of our country, and you respect the flag and all the blood that was spilled for that flag in the history of our nation, and that great men fought and died for this country so that you could light fire to an American flag on the streets of an American city while proudly waving the flag of a foreign nation. That's ironic, but it also sucks, because 20 or 30 years ago, shit like that never would have happened here. But it's happening now, and it's happening to an alarming rate, primarily because of the social engineering that they have instigated, the Obama administration has instigated, and this rapid inclusion of massive numbers of people who are not being integrated. We're always going to be a nation of immigrants. There's always going to be room for more, and there's always going to be room for people to come. But you've got to respect our country. You've got to respect our laws. If you can't, don't come. And if you're here and you hate us that much, go back. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of all of these anti-Trump rioters. It's what they are. They're not even protesters anymore. They're rioters. They're setting fires. They're viciously assaulting people, and they're trying to turn it around and present it like this is all self-defense, and they're defending themselves against these violent Trump supporters. Nothing could be further from the truth. Good and decent people show up to Trump rallies to peacefully assemble, and they deserve to be able to walk in and walk out without having to get hit with a bottle or a rock, have their car pelted, have to drive through firebombed areas to try and get home. What kind of shit is that? The mayor of San Jose issued a stand-down order to the police to not interfere. That guy should be removed from office immediately. It's the job of the police to interfere when a crowd becomes violent. They have to. They failed to stop violence from happening, and they also allowed a lot of people to get injured by not interfering. By their actions, these people are going to help us elect Trump. I wish it wasn't like that. I'd like to win the election in a more dignified fashion. But the more that you go out there and violently protest and set fires and throw rocks and bottles, the easier it's going to be for us to elect Trump. And you better believe when he gets elected, he's going to do what he says. That wall's going to get built. People that are here unlawfully are going to get sent back. And when you try to come back, you better come back legally, lawfully, and you better obey our laws when you get here, or you'll get sent back again.